Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Okay, it's a beautiful day in mid-October, late October in Kansas here, and I'm just taking some time out to get away from a review and actually talk a little bit about your draw and your release and how you can practice that and be even better than you are today. So for experienced archers, there's a couple of tips and tools that you can use, and for people that are new to archery, well, this will really help you out, I hope. Being a level 2 instructor has given me the opportunity to see a lot of different coaching methods, and a lot of good ones and a lot of bad ones. And definitely the theme is that it's always better to practice, but practice perfectly. Perfect practice makes perfect. Practice does not make perfect, because if you ingrain things that you're doing wrong and they become habit, then you can never get better. So I'm going to show you some tips and tricks on how you can get better on your draw and your release, just using simple tools that you probably already have around your house. All right, I'm going to set the camera up and then we'll go talk about it. So stick around. Okay, so for the first tool that you're going to need to help yourself get better at archery is a TheraBand like this, and they come in different weights and different different weights, different pull weights, and you can get these at your local medical supply store. You can get them through your physiotherapist if you're going to one, but you can find these almost anywhere. CVS's anywhere in the world, drugstores anywhere in the world should have this, and they're really a resistance band for helping to work your shoulders and your arms, and that'll be in another video. But for today, I want to talk about using this as a release aid, a drawing aid, and all you really have to do is get one of these bands, make it about a foot long, tie a knot. You're going to grab the knot just the way you normally do with your bow hand, put your 3 fingers in, up, and draw back to your anchor point. And then you're going to continue going through your anchor point and release, and have a nice follow through release. Make sure your bow arm stays strong though, okay? All right, so there's a couple of things there. First, you're going to grab the knot, put it on this fleshy part of your hand where the bow is supposed to go. Lock with 3 fingers. Now, there's a bunch of different ways that you can lock your 3 fingers. So 3 fingers are basically, that's a preference, that's a choice up to you. I've seen professional archers go really deep, and I've seen really good archers go really shallow. So it's a feel thing. The more weight you're drawing, I would go deeper, just me personally, but that's not to say that you have to do it that way. For me, I'm about here with my fingers. I make a sign like this with my small finger and my thumb. Raise my arms up, pull from my shoulders, bringing my shoulder blades back together, relax this hand, and then release and follow through, so that I have almost a second anchor behind my head. I don't want you to think about here and then touching this again, but it does help. What I want you to think about is, as you're up here and you're pulling back, you're hitting your anchor every time. You want to think about your elbow continuing backwards, so that'll keep everything in a straight alignment. Here. So this is what it looks like from the front. One more time. All right. So there's a problem with that, and I purposely left that out because you'll want to do this. You want to pick this up and try it right away if you haven't done it yet. But here's where we fall apart. The feel on this and my anchor point, I do on the cheekbone right here. Some people corner the mouth, tooth. There's no wrong way. There's only ways that are more repetitive and more consistent than others, and then finding a hard spot is more consistent. Usually your eye tooth, your your cheekbone here. Some people put their thumb back in here. Doesn't matter where it is, but make it a hard point and make sure that you hit your anchor every single time. But when I'm using my hands like this, my fingers like this, it's a different feel than when I put my glove on. So don't just use this. This is the mistake people do. They use this and they don't actually put their equipment on the way that they're actually gonna shoot the bow. It's a much different feeling now. It's less sensitive. So remember, you've got to use the equipment that you have. Up, it's the same drill though. Back to your cheekbone or your eye tooth or back here, whichever one you prefer. But it's the same release. You're gonna push back with your elbow and then you get the feel with your glove. Sorry, I dropped this. You might be a tab shooter. That's okay. If you're a tab shooter, it works the same way. It's a little trickier, but get your tab in exactly the way you have it you've been shooting all along. Get your tab in, up, pull back, get to your anchor point, then release. All right, you should be looking at your target though. Up, back, release. Release. Back tension will come. You just have to make sure that you keep your elbow and arm in alignment and push back with your elbow. Get that function first and then your back tension will come along. This is really good, and you can increase the weight and poundage on this as well. So different colors give you different poundages. All right, so that's one method. If you're an experienced archer, then you've probably already been doing this and on a regular basis, and you might keep one of these at your couch, on your couch, or somewhere that you're at work or something like that, and you continually practice so that you get good form. That's one method to practice without having to shoot arrows. Second method, get your bow, the bow that you're shooting with. This happens to be a longbow classic D shape. It's an SAS Pioneer. Looks like a regular bow, right? So how am I going to shoot this without dry firing it? Well, pretty easily. And then this is something that you learn when you take your coaching course, is that you see this. I don't know if you'll be able to see this really well. This is just a sort of an elastic band that you get, tie a knot in it and string your bow on top of your other string with this rubber band, so elastic band. Then do your shot sequence the same as you always do it. Grab onto the rubber band, lock your fingers up, bring it back to where your anchor point is, and then release. Now that's really light, but it gives you the idea and gives you the feel in your hands. So everything will be exactly the same when you go into the range and you shoot your arrows. You already have that good feel. This is excellent for teaching people who've never shot a bow before how to draw back, hold, and shoot. And if you notice that, one of the things I did wrong there, two things I did wrong, I'm going to mention one of them. First thing I did wrong is my hat. With the longbow, it hit my hat, and I could tell, oh my gosh, well, I'm never going to do that. I always got to move my hat. I'll learn that. Second is, I didn't put my glove on. So again, train the way you're going to shoot or the way you're going to hunt. So now I'm ready to go. Raise the bow up, go to my anchor, release back, and that's it. And that's it. That's kind of the secrets and the tips that you can use to get better at archery, at your draw and your release. Use these two tips. I guarantee you that your archery is going to get that much better. All right, until we talk again, until the next review, until the next tip video, I guess, enjoy the outdoors.